you for staying with us and coming back to Breaking Down the Walls. If you've just joined us, the topic for today is, are your standards too high? Now, Miss Mia Hunter here, my illustrious guest, just made a comment. I asked her what was on her list that men, or what was the criteria that men must meet in order to be in her presence. And she said, say it again, Mia.
I said they must meet me mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially. Meet and or exceed.
Now, did you hear that? Now, me, I'm going to take issue with that, and I'm going to tell you why. Because just like her, I'm no slacker here, professional woman, the whole nine. But I feel that we are doing our men a disservice when we take that sort of attitude. When we say financially, I have an opinion about that because we're educated, we've gone to school, we're doing well for ourselves and the whole nine. But when we say, and we just strictly target men that can meet us where we are or exceed where we are, I feel like we're nothing but educated gold diggers.
Not necessarily.
I really feel that way.
Well, I think that you're taking that the wrong way.
Wait, hold on. Let me finish. I feel that we are because if you lined up all the men in the world, the United States, or whatever you want to say, we already know that our numbers exceed theirs. So if every woman had that standard, somebody's going to be left out. So if you want to be a person that, I'm not saying that we have to settle, I'm not saying that we have to lower our standards, but if that's all you're going by, knowing that the rate of our men in jails or not being able to attend college and the whole nine, you are really holding yourself out for a small pool of men. Everybody's grasping for what you want.
Okay, I can understand your point of view, but it all depends. Those are the 4 levels for me. And then you got to talk about the degree of those 4. Now, if you have 3 out of the 4, I can work with you.
Oh, you can work with them now.
I can work with them if they have 3 out of the 4.
What are the 3?
Now, if any 3, if he doesn't have the financial, but he has the mental capacity, if he is smart, if he hasn't been to college like me, that's fine. If he's business savvy, and he's business minded, and he's about, building himself up or has a little business of his own, enterprising, I can work with that.
But how do you even know that? Because if the man is if the man is not driving a certain thing, if he's not living in a certain thing, and if his shoes don't look a certain way, he's not going to be able to open his mouth.
I have always said, and if anybody that knows me, I've always known, I have always said, clothes and cars do not make a man a man. That's
okay, well, we agree on that one. Now, we breaking that down. Break that down.
The things in his possession and the things that he owns do not make him a man.
Exactly.
A real man takes care of his. He provides for his. He protects his. That's what a real man does.
Exactly.
Now, because I have worked hard and gotten to a certain level, the reason why I say meet and or exceed is because I need someone who is yoked like me. I need someone who is about having goals, who's attaining their goals, and who's attaining their goals on a mental level, who's constantly trying to take in new ideas and learn new things. I need a man who is physically on the same level that I am. I'm constantly trying to, better my health and myself and being more physically fit. I need someone who's constantly working on their spiritual element of themselves. God's not done with me yet.
Right.
He's still working on me because I got some issues. Okay?
Yes.
Street girl here, okay? And then financially, I'm not asking for a man to be to be rich. I'm not looking for him to be rich, but I'm looking for him to have some goals in life and for him to be living his passion and feeding his passion and growing toward a goal of providing a comfortable place for him and his wife and his family. I'm not just talking about money. And see, a lot of times people think that's what we're talking about.
Right.
It's just money.
That's what a lot of women are talking about.
A lot of women do talk about that because my mother always said to me too, it's just as easy to love a rich man as it is to love a poor man, okay? Mm-hmm. So I can understand that.
Well, right, but this is why Breaking Down the Walls was formed, because I'd like to explore that and talk about that. And let's break that down, because men are expected to take us from where we are and basically lift us up. That was old school thinking. Like,
that's
take
biblical,
me,
sweetheart.
Well, I'm saying this is what it is. But what I'm trying to say, the landscape of society right now is not conducive to that type of behavior. Meaning, we're the ones that are educated. We're the ones that are bringing home the bacon. So the landscape of even the household dynamics has changed. So I'm saying that we have an old school mindset. Trust me, I'm with you on that. We have an old school mindset, but we're still placing the expectations on the man of yesteryear, where he's not able to do
Bull.
he used to.
Excuse me.
Bull.
Bull. Bull. That is so much bull.
No.
I never heard that much bull before in my life. That's bull, Valerie.
And with that, we're going to come back to Breaking Down the Walls and wrap this up, and we're going to finish this conversation. I'm telling you, I told you it was going to be good. Stay tuned to Breaking Down the Walls. We'll be right back.
I don't think people in general should have a problem with having standards. And then you have to set yourself up in a place to where the commitment that each person wants is something that each person can agree to. Because if not, then you're headed for disaster.
Thank you for coming back and joining us to another and final segment of Breaking Down the Walls with my special guest host here, Miss Maria Hunter. And as my last statement, and I'll say it again, that she disagreed with, is that the dynamics of the family and the household have changed, and the landscape of basically America has changed, where we are the breadwinners, we are the educated ones, and we're still holding our men up to an old school mentality, just like Cinderella, and I'll say it again, Sleeping Beauty have messed us up. The white and shining armor taking us up. All we have to do is just cook and clean. The man will come along and everything will be fine. It's just not so.
That did not happen to our mothers or our grandmothers. How that's going to happen to us?
That is the illusion that we grow up with as women, is that all you have to do is work hard and a man is going to come along and take care of everything.
We have had to work hard because our men don't do it anymore. We've had to be the mother, the father, maintain the house, hold the house down, because our men aren't there to do it anymore.
You got a lot of hard-working men out here that are not educated, but they get looked over because they don't come in the right package.
What you call
I
them?
have a problem with that.
That's the side of the road brother. I
have
understand
a
the side
problem
of the
with
road
that.
brother. I don't have a problem with looking for a side of the road brother. Because if you can get a side of the road brother and take him to the dentist and get him some new clothes and clean him up, and he's got any kind of spirit about him about building a life and having that self-respect for himself and the people around him, including his woman, his queen, girl, please, I'd take one in a minute.
Exactly. I agree with you with that, but I'm saying that brother doesn't get even a chance to approach a sister
Not to a
like
gold
that.
digger. Not to a gold digger. Find a woman with a heart that's looking for a man with a heart, and I'll bet you she'll look at him twice.
And this is why we have Breaking Down the Walls, because it's a statistic that I tout many times. 72% of African American women are unmarried. Why? Are our standards too high? And I'm trying to say they're not realistic. This is my point. Our standards are not realistic. Let's break that down.
Break that down.
Break
to me,
that down.
Valerie.
Okay. There are men out there that deserve our love, our kindness, our patience, and our respect. And stop judging them by what they wear and what they drive, because there's only a certain amount of those men. Be realistic. There's only a certain amount of those men out there. It's just like playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? There's only a certain amount of people that are going to make it in the NBA. There's only a certain amount of people that are going to make it in the NFL. So what do you have when you don't have one of those brothers? You have
Exactly.
average Joe Blow. Am I right about it?
You are more than right, and I agree with you, my sister.
Amen.
Amen.
Stay tuned to another exciting segment of Breaking Down the Walls. Join me